Anyways, new segment time. MIT design project achieves major. So like literally, like the past 2 days, I've seen 2 new articles on fusion. Like they made 2 huge breakthroughs in the past few days.
Oh yeah, I saw something.
So like this one's like a high temperature superconducting magnet, and then this one is a new design, or maybe this isn't the one.
Yeah, I got recommended a YouTube video about fusion.
But anyways, they made this new design one that's like, so like it allows the plasma to flow easier. Because the tokamak is like the most promising so far.
Yeah.
And so like it's a new design tokamak that allows the plasma to move more freely through the tokamak, and so like both these advancements allow it to be smaller and hold and to require less energy to power it. Especially these high temperature magnets, because now we don't have to keep them cold, which is less power we have to put into getting it. Either way, they're like making it sound like 2030, like I said, 2030s is we're gonna have fusion, and these are just like, yeah, we're on track to hitting 2030s for having fusion power. I'm like, wild. Actually, I think one of the ones I read anyway was like 2027. They were gonna have a full scale of one of these built.
Yeah.
But that's crazy though. So like, fusion it's on the way.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. Because didn't you say that fusion's much further away than the 2030s?
Yeah.
But just like when you said,
what do they predict though?
I don't think these are the ones I was reading. Because no, these aren't. I really need to save the ones I read on Google. I just need to save them. This isn't the one. One of them literally said, oh, this is the exact same thing. They're both talking about the same one, the 20 Tesla magnet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Red. Interesting. One of them, it's a redesign of the way it's set up. I have to go and find it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, that was the one that was talking about like 2027.
That's like 2030 basically.
Right. That's when they were going to have like the plant built. This one, if I remember correctly, 2020, they're doing upgrades right now to their current version, so it'll be 2022 before they do it again. But yeah, fusion, I mean, we'll have helium finally. That'll be exciting.
Well, what?
We'll have helium on tap for once.
Helium on tap?
Yeah. Because we'll just literally be generating oodles amounts of helium. And I think the nice part about these fusion reactors is they can literally split the water necessary to get the hydrogen themselves, which means they will then be able to run the plants to clean the water.
Oh, yeah, you can just use electrolysis to get hydrogen too.
Right, but then you have to you have to first sort the water to get heavy water, so that you get tritium. Then you split it again to get the tritium from the heavy water.
Tritium, or what about deuterium?
They don't want deuterium. I don't know. I think tritium is the harder to get than what was the other one?
Deuterium.
The tritium is harder to get, but it makes fusion easier.
Because that's 2 neutrons.
Yeah, instead of 1.
What is 0?
That's just regular hydrogen that most water is made of.
Oh, it doesn't have a neutron?
No. Most.
So what's 1 neutron?
That's deuterium.
I thought it was 2. I thought tritium was 3.
Oh. I thought.
Or is it just 3 counting the proton?
I think it's 3 counting the proton.
Oh, okay.
Unless maybe deuterium is easier for fusion. Tritium was better for hydrogen bombs because it generated more neutrons. That might be where I'm getting that confused.
It could be.
Both use fusion to, generate power. One uses it to power your smartphone. The other one uses it to level entire cities.
Oh yeah, you do fission with hydrogen.
Well, that doesn't do much.
Well, let's.
So antimatter.
So we're gonna split a proton in half.
So antimatter.
Yeah, you have a proton and an antiproton.
And just
annihilate it.
I mean, with fusion,
that is 100% efficient.
I know.
Yeah.
With fusion power, I guess
that's a lot of power.
So with fusion power, I guess we could generate more antimatter.
Fission.
And then make antimatter
yeah.
power plants, which will be probably still less efficient than the fusion power plants we use to power them, but whatever, you know.
We're getting somewhere.
But once you start that loop of, you know, getting enough antimatter generated, you won't need the fusion power plants anymore. Then you can just all run off antimatter. Yeah. I don't think we'll ever run off antimatter. Spaceships might, but I don't think here on Earth we'll ever use antimatter. We'll use probably antimatter weapons. I'm sure the Geneva Convention. I'm sure the minute this stuff gets like plugged into the grid, and scientists like, we're going to use our own fusion reactors that we're going to build in our backyard to make antimatter, so that we can have grams of the stuff. And they're like, grams? They do the math. Oh my god, that's enough to level entire cities. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. Ixnay.
I got a proposition to make.
Ixnay on the antimatter pay. Yet no, that's illegal to do anything other than science, because, well, screw tungsten rods from space. How about a missile about yay big? Or how about a bomb about yay...
that can do just the same.
That can do the same. And all you gotta do is roll it down the street. Well, provided you can somehow have a power source to keep them in an electromagnetic field from touching the sides of the container and going off prematurely.
The demon's core.
What's the demon's core?
You don't know what the
demon's... Oh, is that the thing that keeps the...
demon's core.
Oh, yeah, this thing.
Yeah.
Did this kill a bunch of people?
Yeah.
Because they closed the lid and that caused a big flash.
It reached supercritical mass.
Yeah.
And like 2 people died like
instantaneously.
No, I think it was like a week or 2 later, because they just had radiation poisoning, but they didn't get anything of it. And then next thing you know, they started having symptoms.
Well, the amount that there's not enough iodine in the world to save them, so.
There's been more than one incident. The word first.
Right, because it was
more than one.
Right, because it was a plutonium sphere.
Oh, look at all this.
Oh, Jesus. Because it was a plutonium sphere with a cadmium sphere around it as a neutron deflector.
Died 19 years after the accident. 55 years after the...
Myocardial infarction. He had a tumor in his heart?
Yeah.
Most common symptom is chest... Oh, he had a heart attack.
Yeah, but look at it. This guy lived 55 years.
Okay, I don't think these were...
He did not take part in any medical studies.
Oh, so they might have died from this.
Yeah, it could have just been old age.
He had a heart attack! This guy literally had a heart attack! Unless he had a freaking tumor in his heart, no. Which in that case, how did he not get a tumor anywhere else before getting a tumor in his heart? Okay. Anyways, but no, it wasn't in a plutonium sphere with a cadmium sphere around it that caused a giant beam of freaking radiation.
I think it was uranium. Oh no, it was plutonium.
Yeah. It was a fizzle core for the HRF wasn't added to. Whatever. The point is, yeah. Oh,
it's dangerous.
Well, all of this is dangerous. But anyways, let's say you somehow come up with some sort of power source to keep the antimatter from touching the sides of the container.
Lead balls.
That would just cause further problems. Anyways, let's say somehow you...
I was thinking of... remember how we went to go buy buckshot or whatever?
Yeah.
And like, so what do you use this stuff for?
Oh my god.
Well, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, we're using it for a different purpose. Weigh people down. We're not using to weigh things down.
Use it to weigh things down.
My poor girl.
Or you can use
Might
it.
have been like her first day. She's just like, what is happening? These
Or
guys
you can
gonna
use
kill
it for
somebody.
nuclear radiation.
It was only 50 pounds. So I could really hold anybody to the bottom of a river with it. Anyways, yeah, blocking radiation. But the point is, somehow, if you figure out a way to shrink, I guess maybe make a small fusion reactor that powers extremely strong magnets to hold the... you're already holding the plasma in place. Now you're holding whatever. Anyways, point is, you somehow make the bomb about this big.
Yeah.
And you roll it down the street. It goes off. I don't know why you're that close, but whatever. And it levels the entire
You're
city.
playing bowling.
There's like a freaking kilogram of the crap in there. Mm-hmm. What? How many kilograms was it to like literally make a crater in the side of the Earth? It wasn't very much. I think like we'd have to do E equals MC squared and then just figure out how many gigajoules that is, compare it to a nuclear
And then
weapon.
you know the density of it, and then you can figure out the volume if it was a perfect sphere. So you can make so how big would the bowling ball need to be?
Well, no. I'm not talking about how big the bowling ball is. I'm just talking about how many kilograms of the stuff do you need to wipe out all of North America?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know that either. Well, you have to ask because science.
Because or you can just do the math yourself.
But I don't know. We'd have to like compare it to Tsar bombas. Like, how many Tsar bombas does it take to wipe out the entire continental United States? Mm-hmm. But truth be told, once you start this reaction,
want to know. But see, that was a hydrogen bomb.
Right?
You want to use plutonium?
No.
Well, what do you want?
Antimatter.
Oh, antimatter.
So I said kilograms of antimatter.
Oh, I thought we were talking about uranium or plutonium.
No.
How much antimatter do you need?
Yeah, that's why I said only a few. Probably only 10 kilograms is all you need.
Yeah.
Because whatever that converted to pure energy is, how many joules of energy that is, boom.
Boom. Imagine if we had an Earth-sized antimatter ball.
You might just tear a hole in the universe. You will literally tear a hole. Well, okay, it depends. If you throw it at Jupiter, yeah, you'll have a hole in the universe. If you throw it at Earth, probably not, because you got to remember.
Throw it at the sun.
Well, either way, you have to throw it at something with more mass because, like, it'll explode, which will throw the antimatter away. But obviously, you don't want it to throw the antimatter away because it has to touch the matter. That's where I think because science was like, well, antimatter weapons are cool, but they're going to be wasteful because the minute it explodes, you're going to start pushing antimatter away. And I'm like, but in an atmosphere, it's going to hit gas and explode more anyways. Sure, maybe some of it might make it to space, but we're talking a few atoms worth, you know. It's not like literally in nuclear weapons where...
Wait, he did a video on this?
I think so.
Well, then how do you know all this information if you didn't...
Oh, he did.
Oh, okay. You said you think so.
He did. Anyways, I pointed out the atmosphere thing. I'm like, but if you did it in an atmosphere, it would be more efficient. If anything, almost nearly 100% efficient. If somehow something gets into space and just keeps going. It never runs into another particle, which is unlikely, but it is possible. Anyways, it doesn't get caught by anything's gravity because it's traveling too fast. Point is, somehow that happens. Yes, I suppose. But it's not like literally where kilograms of uranium don't get used in a nuclear bomb. Like the Tsar Bomba, they actually made it smaller because they didn't want it to be so wasteful. Because it was going to leave a lot of... I thought you were going to sneeze.
No, I had a yawn.
Oh. Because it was going to leave a lot of radioactive waste behind. Anyways, it was going to leave a lot of radioactive waste behind, and they didn't want to do that. So they made it a lot less powerful. I'm like, oh, God bless the Russians for caring about the environment. For stopping, like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't screw Kazakhstan over so much.
Think about all the stuff they done for us.
Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan? Kazakhstan?
I don't know how you say
Is that how you say it?
Anyways.
Don't ask me.
This
I say
poor
Culver's.
third world country. You say Culver's.
Don't ask me.
Anyways, people die. People are getting sick there. People are also getting sick in Afghanistan.
Well, people getting sick all over. I think there's something going around or something.
Oh, I heard about that. Oh my God, there was an episode of Alf where they call the doctor and the doctor's like, and they're like, so is there like something going around? The doctor's like, there is something going around. And that was the end of the conversation. And Willie goes to his wife and Kate's just like, so what'd the doctor say? Oh, he says there's something going around. I was just like, are you freaking real? I call you to ask you what's going around, and you just say, I think there's something going around. What a great doctor. 10 out of 10.
No, but see, that it's so much funnier in 2021.
Yes, because in 1985, it's just like a cold's going around.
A cold, no.
Now it's just like,
I think there's something going around.
The Delta.
I made that joke to my boss. He didn't get it at first. He said, "Yeah, it's been going around for about a year." So he's like, "Oh my!" He didn't get it at first. Like,
it's coming up on his second birthday.
It's been going around for like almost a year now.
It's coming up on his second birthday. No.
Wait.
It's gonna be
2 years old.
It's gonna be 2 years old here in November.
And it's still riding strong.
It's riding stronger than ever.
It's fierce.
More contagious and more deadly than ever.
Oh yeah, we haven't looked at case counts.
But because Nebraska stopped recording, remember?
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't hear about this.
Oh yeah, so if you go and like look at like a map, Nebraska just stopped counting.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just stopped. Nada.
What?
Active cases, nada. Total recovered, nada. We stopped recording.
No answer.
Yep.
Not applicable.
Yep, we just stopped recording. I'm sure the chart will... Yeah, we just stopped recording. Boop. It's literally worse than ever, and we're just like,
that's enough of that. That's enough of that.
So yeah, things are worse than ever, and Nebraska's just like, what?
Well,
Pete Ricketts is just like, let him die. He doesn't have to get reelected, so he doesn't care how many people he kills in the process.
Oh, he reached his term limit?
Yeah, except he's slowly killing off the Republican Party supporters. So I don't know.
When does it end? Is
the election? Election's next year.
Next year?
Next November. Yep. Because I remember it was 2018. I voted not for him. So.
Not for him.
Not for him. Yeah, I remember that. So yeah, it is coming up. 2022. We'll finally get rid of the bastard.
Language. Wait, can we use that word on the channel now?
We've always been able to use bastard.
Oh. I thought it was just slut damn hell.
I never thought of bastard as a bad word. When I learned what it meant, I was just like, how is that a bad word?
Same with the other term for poop.
No.
That's a bad word?
According to YouTube. I'm sure bastard is too, but whatever. Point is, the first 6 minutes of this podcast are already hell. I don't want to do the rest of it.
Yeah.
All right? First 6 minutes are literally torture, so...
What, talking about a week?
Well, that wasn't torture. That was fun. I'm talking about all the other name drops.
Oh, that part?
Yes.
Well...
Anyways, so yeah, fusion power. Pretty cool. The last
you
news...
need to get your name list up here.
Again, once we get the thing put up, yeah.
Name list.
We'll get all of our declarations.
Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to say that.
Anyways, one last thing was there was this new drive for rockets that NASA's working on. I couldn't find it. It kind of sounds like it defies the laws of physics, but no. I mean, energy is being lost in the form of mass somehow. Mm-hmm. Somehow these crystals grow and shrink when they're applied through an electric current, and in that process they lose mass. So these crystals are converting electric current into mass, which is very interesting. I don't know how that works. Mm-hmm. Probably something quantum. But they do produce, in their early stages, they do appear to be producing a small amount of thrust. And I was thinking about this. So basically, here's how this drive works. So the crystals, so they start off big. They throw them down a track or whatever. Mm-hmm. They get to the end of the track, and once they reach the end, they shrink back down, and they pull them forward. So now you are going to lose something in that transaction. You still have to pull some mass back. You're not pulling as much back as you sent forward. That generates thrust. Oh. And then you turn the electricity that you're generating from the nuclear reactor into mass, and you're technically throwing it.
And this mass is smaller. So it's like a
tiny... Yeah, we're talking like nano, like micronewtons.
So we're talking like a particle railgun.
Kind of, but like it's technically, I guess it's you don't have to have propellant. Because like the particle, you have to have propellant. You have to have some sort of matter to turn into charged particles, usually hydrogen gas. Mm-hmm. Even though there's a lot of hydrogen gas, not like you're flying through a nebula and gathering it up as you're going along.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is just however long your chunk of uranium can keep pumping out neutrons and providing an electric current. Probably beta particles is what they're probably getting their electricity from, rather than neutrons. But the point is, however long your piece of plutonium or uranium can keep pumping out beta particles and powering your craft is how long you will continue to accelerate until, well, you hit the point where you're close to the speed of light.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're gonna... And I was thinking about this thing, like, this could solve our Leo problem.
Leo? Oh.
Because these ships don't need gas propellant, so they don't need to be refilled. So you could put a bunch of them up in orbit, and they can change their orbits all they want. You can strap solar panels to them, or you could power them with nuclear reactors, and they can just go and decommission satellites, scoop up crap, and deorbit it. Or push it up into a junk orbit or something.
Yeah.
And you just got people down here on the ground telling them, do this, do that, go to this orbit, do that, and it'd be super cheap. Because you just put them up there, and then all you're doing is paying some guy to do it. I'm like, this could really solve our Leo problem. And it would solve, it might make SSTOs a real thing. Because all you gotta do is have, your propellant get you up out of the atmosphere.
SSTO?
Single stage to orbit.
Oh.
Yeah, so you basically send the thing up there, you turn on the nuclear reactor, and you just go boop, boop. And then you just have thrust from nothing. From electricity, but what looks like thrust from nothing. And you're in orbit. However, we still don't have anything. Well, yeah, I guess Elon's Starship, it can get to orbital heights without the booster. It just can't get into orbit without a booster. But it won't need it. All it's got to do is pack a thing of uranium, have a bunch of these things strapped to the back, and then it can just go into orbit because they'll be out of the atmosphere.
What if we just put a winch on the ISS? Just...
What? Winch to do where? To go what?
To just reel the ship up from Earth.
Can you imagine that hook flying through the air? I thought about that one time. Why don't we just have a big, long rope?
Yeah. And you just reel it.
I thought about that hook would just literally disintegrating houses and flies through the atmosphere.
Oh, no. You're going to be in geostationary orbit, so the rope isn't moving.
So it's the longest rope in literally history.
Yeah, you're going to be in geostationary orbit, so it's just a rope just hanging down.
Here's how long that...
And it's not going to move relative to the ground.
You have to
And then next thing you know, you start reeling it in.
You're going to have to send, just batches of, this coil into space.
Well, I'm sure spiderweb, stretch end to end, it wraps around the Earth 10 billion times.
Right, but we're not using spider silk.
Well, not with that attitude, we're not. Not with that attitude.
Okay, well, if the minute you can actually get... That doesn't get you to Geo, though.
Well, Well, I'm sure in my math wrong. Maybe it goes around the Earth and the Moon 8,000 times or something.
Okay, that'll get you to Geo. That'll get you to L2, heaven forbid.
Yeah, so you're good.
From the far side of the sun.
So you're good. What's the problem?
16 light minutes away.
You just reel it in.
Anyway. Oh my god. Could you imagine? She's like, what's this hook?
Yeah, what's that thing in the sky?
Do you realize how long that would take to just reel something in?
I didn't say it was a fast process. I said it was a process. Just attach a winch to the ISS.
You have to like catch a rocket to the end of the damn thing, and then like somehow.
Well, it'll need less fuel though. It won't need as much fuel because it has a force upwards. Now you see to apply a downwards force. Newton's third law.
What are we talking about?
So I'm saying the amount of...
What's the point of the winch if we have these little boxes that generate thrust from electricity?
You don't need as much.
Okay, well, anyways. Well, we could save Hubble.
Either that or you have the single stage rocket gets you up to the atmosphere, and then it docks with the hook, and the hook reels it in. So now it doesn't need to be as long. So you just need to get up high enough, and then just when you reach like zero velocity and you start to fall back down, hook.
Send an email to Elon Musk.
I got it.
Yeah, because wait, hold on. You'd have to build whatever this satellite station is heavier.
Well, the ISS is pretty heavy. Okay,
but it has to be significantly heavier than the object you just launched into Leo.
Well, it's also moving very fast, so I'm sure it can compensate.
No, it's a Geo. It's not moving at all.
Oh, no, I'm saying now we could flip it. So, yeah. Okay.
Your hook station has to be incredibly heavy because when it grabs it, it's good. It has velocity.
I'm saying it'll be in low Earth orbit, right? And you time it. So the hook's hanging in the middle of the sky, and then as the rocket comes up, you time it. I mean, I'm sure they have all the math dialed in. So it comes up.
This is Looney Tunes.
And then
here's the thing, though. This rocket, okay, it's gonna hit zero, but it's gonna want to keep going.
No. Because the rocket is gonna reach up, and then when it's at zero velocity, that means it's not moving left or right. I mean, technically, it will move a little bit to the east because of the Coriolis effect, but nonetheless, the ISS significant horizontal speed will be able to compensate and turn on the thrusters, and that way they can go even faster to compensate for the extra mass.
But you're not moving, you're in Geo.
No, I'm saying we don't skip the Geo part. As I said, you're in low Earth orbit. So you're in. So
this sounds like a bad idea. This sounds
so
like
in Geo, basically the satellite's just sitting here. No, I'm saying you're in low Earth orbit, so it's moving around.
So you have a hook.
And you time it that way that as it goes around, it
traveling several times the speed of sound,
about 7 kilometers a second.
Just shoom, and your little rocket, who's going probably just a few hundred miles, who's going just a few times the speed of sound, has to meet this hook.
Well, no, it's gonna reach up and it's gonna stop because
so you have an object going 0 kilometers per second and a hook going Mach 16, just
and it clips it and drags it off.
It's gonna destroy whatever. What's this gonna be? What is this hook gonna be made out of? Diamond?
The carbon nanotubes are pretty strong.
That's it. What is that? Why does it have to be light?
Why not light? You don't want it to hurt that much. F equals ma. Make a smaller mass and the forces are
No. We want as much mass as possible in the ISS to counteract the freaking object you have to winch up.
Oh, so you want like a 2-ton winch just hanging there to just...
Pretty much.
Let's pull this thing along. And then as soon as it's hooked, you reel it in.
Wouldn't it just be easier to just strap a bunch of these little cubes to the back of the rocket with a small chunk of uranium generating
beta particles? Have these cubes been invented yet?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We don't have antimatter yet.
No, these aren't the antimatter cubes. These are the crystals that lose mass when you have a current applied to them.
Oh. I was thinking these are antimatter cubes.
No, this is the only mass being lost is the uranium being converted into beta particles.
But yeah.
Well, no, yes.
See, winches, this is technology since the boat ages, okay?
The boat ages? They haven't had wenches that long. They've only had electricity for so long.
Oh, they used to probably had hand-powered winches.
Maybe.
They-
Okay, so
no,
whenever the pulley was invented.
Yeah. Whenever we've had, have you not learned about your simple machines?
Whoever invented the pulley, I'm pretty sure.
Sir Arthur Pulley.
Pretty sure it was Da Vinci.
Sir
Pretty
Arthur
sure
Pulley.
Da Vinci invented.
Well, he probably stole his idea from Sir Arthur Pulley.
Anyways, well, actually, whoever invented the wheel and axle technically gets credit for inventing the pulley.
Oh, yeah, that was the Sumerians.
Okay. We get back to the question of who invented the wench then.
Mesopotamia.
Whoever invented the wench after inventing the pulley.
Arthur Wench.
Oh, Arthur. Oh my god. Why does he have to be a white British man? Why couldn't it be probably somebody in Mesopotamia or an ancient Egyptian?
Well, I don't want to butcher some Sumerian name. I don't even know what a Sumerian name is.
Homer.
Homer?
Wasn't Homer Sumerian?
Was he Sumerian?
Or was he
Homer's,
Greek?
I'm pretty sure it's Greek. Homer ethnicity. Greek.
Yeah. No, who was the guy that wrote? What? Oh, nope. Never mind. That's the one.
The Bible?
No.
The Bible?
Jesus.
Okay, so Jesus. Jesus.
No. That's Spanish. Just Jesus. That's a Sumerian. It's in the same region, kind of.
Okay, so Jesus Wench.
Jesus wench.
Invented this.
Ishmael actually technically would be the Hebrew pronunciation. Mm-hmm. So Ishmael.
Ishmael.
No. What was Jesus? Ishmael's the name of like the guy who did the in Moby Dick. Anyways, I think it was the guy that survived the boat. Spoilers.
You haven't read it yet.
Neither have I. I just know how it ends. Whoever tells the story of Moby Dick, I think it's Ishmael. Anyways, that's not the name of Jesus, though.
Why did you bring that up?
Because I was thinking whatever the name of Jesus is in the back then, because it wasn't Jesus. It was Jesus is a translated name, and I thought it was Ishmael. It's not.
Yahweh. I was just saying.
I don't think it's. Anyways, ancient name for Jesus.
Yeshua.
Oh God.
Joshua.
It's not Joshua.
Command C, Command V.
How to say?
Yeshua Hamash.
So that guy.
Yeshua. That guy.
That guy with the last name Wench.
Oh, that guy last name went. Somehow he had an English last name for whatever reason. And then the pulley. Anyways, okay. Wouldn't it just be easier to just have a piece of uranium and a bunch of little boxes
No,
and some wire?
we do things simpler.
This is simpler. This is literally the simplest, other than whatever happens with those crystals, the quantum blah 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 blah. Whatever, except for that process that causes them to grow and lose mass.
Yeah.
Excluding that, this is much easier.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of things going. Ooh. It's literally the same principle that causes your phone to vibrate. It's a moving mass going back and forth.
Bzz. Yeah.
But as where this doesn't generate thrust, this would generate thrust because
It
it
could.
would be technique. That would be interesting. They put these little things in your phone, and your phone just goes woo, like, nope, come back, come back,
Come back.
I don't think they're that powerful, but if they were, your phone's just dead after that. Damn it! And you used all my power. I told you not to call me when my phone's on vibrate. On float, I should say.
My phone's on float.
Oh my god. These things could make floating cars and hoverboards a thing potentially. Maybe.
I'm just trying to think.
Could you
of, like,
imagine just
I'm
people
trying to
walking
think,
around
like,
chunks of freaking uranium in their pockets to power their hoverboard?
No, I'm just thinking. Actually, I did think of a way to power a hoverboard in 2015. But anyways, no. What I was saying was I was thinking about it in math class. You know, like your phone goes off in the middle of a test or whatever. It's like, hey. It's like the teacher takes your phone away. She puts it on her desk, and she's like, "Put your."
It's going to Leo. It's going to probably knock out a Starlink
and that's why you don't carry your phone in class.
That's why you don't put your phone on vibrate, kids. It's going to go wipe out a Starlink satellite.
No.
Better call the Inquisitor. We're about to have a Kepler syndrome problem on our hands.
Yeah. No.
All right, kids, be ready for your all your internet and everything you know to be wiped out in a matter of minutes.
Yeah. No. Remember how Back to the Future Part 2? How we were talking about how do they make hoverboards, right?
Right.
You could use air or whatever. But another way is magnetism.
Right, but do you I saw the...
They can float frogs with magnets.
Right, but you realize they probably had a nuclear reactor in the back powering these massive magnets to float this frog.
No, it's literally just a magnet. It's paramagnetism.
Yes, I know. I've seen the videos, but have you seen the video of the hacksmith when they make a hoverboard?
No.
So basically, to get it to float, you have to spin the magnets to generate eddy currents, but it still has to be a metal surface.
No, it does. The frog isn't magnetic.
Right. However, to get it to float on something that isn't magnetic, not magnetic. Sorry, something that isn't conductive.
Yeah.
Like copper or aluminum, because they were using aluminum.
Yeah.
Because that was the cheapest metal they could line the surface of this other place with. Anyways, that would repel it with the most amount of force besides copper. Well, it still needed a lot of power. So now can you imagine how much bigger magnets and how much faster you'd have to spin them to float on gravel. And imagine if there was chunks of metal in the gravel that would then be sucked up into your spinning magnets and cause a short, and then your hoverboard catches fire underneath you.
Well, it's not a perfect system. If they would have started,
Again, little cubes. They go,
little cubes.
Anyways, that's how you make a hoverboard right there. Just has a constant amount of thrust going upwards.
But they didn't know about that in 2015. They knew about paramagnetism in 2015.
No, they didn't know about the crystals, but time machine. We go back and we give them the cubes. Like, here, what is it? Don't worry about it. How does it work? Just apply a current. How does it work? Don't worry about it. I mean, these cubes, they're not that efficient. Like, they're not efficient. Like, they're like, the amount of newtons they generate for force or whatever is, like, tiny. And so, like, you have to have a bunch of them. And they really only work in space because there's nothing acting on you.
Yeah. I always kind of wondered, if you did go back in time and give it some invention. I'd probably have some problems, with trying to build it, with them trying to replicate it originally. 'Cause I was like, what if we went back in time and gave the Greeks a telescope?
You'd also have to give them a century's worth of calculus.
And then, before you know it, Galileo, he's already using LIGO.
Right. Here's the problem. They have to learn how to blow glass. They have to learn how to generate electricity. They have to learn how to make semiconductors.
You don't need electricity for a telescope.
No, but like Lego.
Well, no, they make an analog version.
You can't make an analog version of Lego!
They make an analog.
You realize how precise Lego has to be? The Greeks weren't precise, damn it!
They make an analog version of Lego.
There is thoughts that the Greeks did invent a clock that you
Well,
could
hell,
use at sea.
The Cavendish was able to find Big G with analog.
He had a big, giant lead sphere and a small aluminum
And he
sphere.
measured mass.
Right.
Gravitational, well, I mean, I'm sure it was influenced by gravitational waves too, but he's able to measure Big G with that.
Big G is a lot bigger than literally the width of an
No,
atom.
I'm sorry. No, he measured, Big G.
Right. But we're measuring literally the fraction the width of an atom in the small
No, but if you
manipulation.
gave the Greeks that, give 2,000 times for science to progress, I'm pretty sure they'd have an analog version of,
I hope you realize how. So
the Greeks knew about protons.
So how long ago?
They knew an individual.
Hold on. How long ago were the Greeks to Galileo?
Like 1,500 to 2,000 years.
Okay.
And Galileo to us is like 400 years. So I'm saying you're doing that like 2 or 3 times.
Why not just give them? I don't know. Lego! Or better yet, you have a freaking time machine.
Yeah.
Give them antibiotics!
So they live forever?
And antivirals! So they can cure the diseases that plague us today before they ever become a problem because there's too many people and we can't stop the mutations from getting...
We should go back in time and give them every disease so they can build up immunity. Go back in time, give the Greeks COVID.
Actually, you should go back to as far back as you can go before the human DNA is too undistinct from today's.
So Adam and Eve.
Anyways, go far enough back.
Give Adam COVID.
Anyways, to where you can give them today's modern diseases and the cures. We're gonna have to go to the future to get the cures for like AIDS and stuff. But we give them that when there's very few humans, so the stuff can't mutate. We give them the cures to the stuff.
No, I'm saying you just give them the virus and they'll build the antibodies. So you just give
Give them AIDS. They're gonna build immunity. AIDS.
Well, they could. And if they die, you go back in time and prevent yourself from giving it.
There's a paradox here.
And if they die,
Come back, all humanity's wiped out. There's just an
and
alien.
if he dies, you go back and prevent yourself from giving it to him.
Come back to the future and just an alien race standing there, and you're just like, how am I still here? And the alien's like, we don't have much time for this, Morty, but
Go back in time. We gotta stop
I
this.
don't know how to explain this, Morty, but you gave Adam AIDS, and well, everyone thought he was gay, and well, he wasn't allowed to reproduce with Eve, and all of humanity was wiped out. You gotta go back in time, Morty.
What's funny is you
Don't
could
give him
switch the
AIDS.
name to Marty, and it still sounds like Back to the Future.
Yeah, Morty. Except it's you and I.
Marty, we gotta send you back.
Back to where?
Back to the past. You gotta go forward to the past.
You gotta go tell Lucy to have sex with Arnold. Alright, we need to get on to the third segment.
Oh yeah, this is still the second segment.
It sure is.
How long is this?
We're at hour 25. We're about we're at 40 minutes per segment
I
right
don't
now.
know if I'm gonna watch these.
You never watched them in the first place.
Hey, where's...
Oh,
That's the Big Dipper, right?
no, it's just random stars.
Oh, did you not get the Big Dipper?
Not in that photo, no.
Because it looks like that could be it.